You know what? For once in my life, I'm in a pretty good fucking mood. Everything's just been great. The support I received from you guys, 1 month of Discord Nitro given to me. Thank you, you're super sexy and I'll be going down on you hard tonight. It's a little known fact that the Fritanga fanbase have the biggest dicks out of all the fan bases on the internet. Your guys' dicks are massive. And I'm not saying that just because you guys give me views and money on Patreon. No. I pissed off a shit ton of filthy console peasants and fans of Weapon Wheel who are all retarded because they're fans of a really shitty podcast anyway. Their feelings mean nothing to me. I only live to serve you guys. I'm like that dirty whore that you just plunge on and then you throw her away when you outgrow her. But I'm not a practice girl. I'm way better than a practice girl. I can assure you that. But once you guys do grow old enough to realize my content's not really that great, I'll be missing you. So, Bethesda decided to not be total dumbasses for once. If you're out of the loop and you haven't heard, Bethesda decided that, hey, we kind of want to make money. We got all these games, and they're on our shitty storefront, and we probably shouldn't expect them to be making any money anytime soon after that stunt we pulled, so they wisened up. For once they sniffed the panties of Benjamin Franklin and decided, hey, we gotta get our shit together. And because of that, we are now going to get Doom Eternal, Rage 2, and Fallout 76 on Steam. And now that is worth celebrating. On top of that, they're not gonna pussy out on this. They're also going to release their games on Bethesda.net as well. Now we can truly see if the competition actually exists. This is probably one of the best decisions they could have made starting this year, especially after how they fucked over everyone with Fallout 76, especially how they wanted to sell everyone mini DLCs, which were mods that they stole. Well, not stole, mods that they bought and wanted to sell and not give any of the profit to the mod creators. But no, yes, they've stolen mods before. They've put it in their games, mods by other people, but you don't need me to tell you that. It's kind of hard to compliment Bethesda. It really is, you can't help but shit on them as you're complimenting them. But just like a hot chick with really bad manners, I will do my best to tolerate it. Good on you, Bethesda. PC gamers are finally being given a choice. Now you're all asking, that means it's coming out on the Epic Game Store as well, right? Now we can truly see if the competition is there too. Well, no. And for some reason, a lot of PC gamers are happy about that. Now don't get me wrong, I've shitted on the Epic Game Store because they are practically malware that sells you games, and they have literally no features, and they buy out games and lock it down to their storefront. What they basically do is they go behind you and they come in your asshole and you come on the floor. They don't give you an option to come anywhere else. They don't give you a third butthole. Probably not the best way to be putting things. I'm not gay, I swear. So you're all asking, well, Frit, what's the problem with this? They're not going to be putting it on the Epic Game Store. Who cares? Epic Game Store sucks anyway. Well, there's a few problems I have with this situation. For starters, this is the beginning of the exclusivity war. This is the last thing I wanted to happen. Epic Store is now getting games people want, and Steam is now getting games people want, and they're being published exclusively on their platforms. There is an exception. The thing here is that Epic Game Store, they don't want games going to Steam. They don't exactly care where those games go elsewhere. They don't care if it's on GOG. They don't care if it's on the Windows Store, and vice versa with Steam. They don't care if their games are going on GOG or on the Windows Store. They just don't want those games on Epic Game Store. And this is starting to create a console-like market where games are held hostage on different platforms, with the platforms here being storefronts, digital storefronts. And if you don't see the problem with that, then get the fuck off my channel. I'm kidding. Well, sort of. Maybe. Not really. Exclusivity may be something that's a good benefit to companies and corporations, but it's not a good thing for the consumers, no matter how many times shills try to tell you. To start a war of exclusives between Steam and Epic Game Store is gonna be a shit ton of cancer, that's for sure. Because on one side, you have the largest online digital games distributor, and on the other side, you have a newcomer, and both of them are not even bothering to make their own games. Neither one of them is using their own resources, their own manpower, their own talents, to to produce any games that are unique to their storefront. At one point, Valve used to do that, but then they became number one. And as you can see, that's a bit of a problem. I mean, I love Steam. Steam is easily the best online distributor I have ever used, but the fact that they're number one and it's not even close is a bit of an issue, because it's that very reason that they won't even create games anymore, because it can also afford them to take a bigger cut out of a developer's game sales. They also will not give you the best refund policy. You can find better refund policies on other online distributors, but because Steam is number one, they're not even gonna bother to change that shit. It's clear Steam needed a competitor. Nobody is doubting that. I'm not doubting that. Is it annoying having multiple clients on your desktop screen? Oh wait, you guys don't have stuff on your desktop screen? You guys keep that clear? Oh fuck. I swear I'm a PC gamer. I swear. Unfortunately, the form of competition Steam received was a toxic one that's not exactly even competition, because neither Steam nor Epic right now are competing to improve their storefronts and provide you better services. Now instead, it's become a matter of, oh, I don't want that game released on Epic Game Store. Oh, I don't want that game released on Steam. Better do what I can to make sure that doesn't happen, because if that game releases on my competitor's platform, people might go over there to play. This is peasantry. Peasantry. Pure peasantry. A lot of you watching are probably saying, just shut the fuck up and download the client and play the games. And I wish I could tell you it's not that easy, but it really is that easy. I could go over and download Epic Game Store and start playing the games I want. I mean, I have Origin, I have Blizzard, why not just add another client? And this is fair, it's completely fair to be an outsider watching this and thinking it's silly, but there's something deeper to this. To be number one, you gotta be the best. That's what we believe anyway. Competition like this doesn't bring out the best. Competition like this actually brings out the worst. Let's say, for example, Epic Game Store is doing a better job of getting a hold of all those sweet upcoming games. Let's just say said game is loaded and bugged up with DRM. Let's just say those developers don't want you putting mods on their game. Neither storefront is going to really care when their mind is solely on getting that game locked down to their storefront. This gives a bunch of wiggle room for companies to start doing a lot of crummy shit, because now they can't afford to be picky with what's coming on their storefront. It only matters that they get it. And as much as PC gamers are preaching about how much they hate the Epic Game Store, no matter how many rant videos I make or how many rant videos you make, there's still going to be a large flock of PC gamers that end up going to the game store, buying that game, and end up hating the storefront, end up running into issues that they don't like, end up having friends that don't play with them because they refuse to go over to the Epic Game Store. You're dividing gamers. Don't get me wrong, choice is an excellent thing. Choosing which client is going to become your main client where you game with all your friends and you look for achievements and cards, and I don't even know why I'm saying this because Epic Game Store doesn't have any of that. But anyway, having a choice of which is going to be your primary client is a good thing. It is a good thing to have choice, but is that choice because you're being given great options, or is that choice because that game solely exists on that storefront? Because publishers decided that they didn't want to put it on Steam, they just wanted to put it here, or Epic Game Store handed them money, or Steam said, hey, we don't want you publishing on Epic Game Store. To be fair, whether it was Bethesda's own choice to solely publish on Steam, or Valve made some sort of deal to have Bethesda solely publish on them is unknown. We can't come to any conclusion at the moment, but if it turns out that this is Steam firing back, all this is going to do is continue a pointless war. All this is going to do is keep Valve secure and not changing their policies, not bettering themselves for developers, not giving out better refund policies. And in turn, Epic Game Store, you think they're gonna even look to improve or become one half of what Steam is? Of course not. If they can get you by putting games you want on their storefront, that's all they're gonna do. The standards that Steam has set means nothing to Epic Game Store. And in turn, Valve doesn't really care that Epic Game Store is giving a bigger share to developers. Because if they did care, and they really wanted to fire back, they could easily change that policy, and this would all be over. But now it's become a war of exclusives, one that's guaranteed to make things worse for everyone. It's already bad enough as it is that the fastest growing competitor to Steam is fucking spyware. Checking in on your friends list, game library, basically compiling all your information, pulling off an intel, I see, eh? The fact that a scummy storefront can do that while launching without even any controller support, with some of the worst DRM, with no social interactions or features of the such, the fact that it can launch like that while having all these controversies and still make it to the top through basically getting developers to publish solely on them is ridiculous. Do you not see the problem here? Do you not see how this is not beneficial to consumers? But let's not kid ourselves. We can't pretend like developers are victims here. I'm kind of sick and tired of people thinking developers are victims, because a lot of them are making the choice to solely publish on these storefronts. A part of me would have loved to have seen Bethesda games go to Epic Games Store, because then we could have seen the two storefronts actually compete and who can sell you this game more. Who will have the larger player base? Where will it be more popular? That would have shown you exactly who provides the better services. But that's not the result we're getting. The result we're getting is that Bethesda games are going to be on Steam. Master Chief Collection is going to be on Steam. The Outer Worlds is going to be on Epic Games Store. And we are not going to get to see how much better they will do on their competitor's storefront. Whether this is developers' self-interest or them trying to brown nose to Valve and Epic Games Store so that they don't create tension, I don't know. I really don't know. It is a little conflicting to know that Bethesda didn't publish on Epic Games Store, because Bethesda has a lot of self-interest. So much self-interest, they made their own storefront and it failed, so you'd figure that they would go to the Epic Games Store where they could probably get away with a lot more, but they didn't. I mean, to be fair, they probably saw what was happening on the Epic Games Store, and they're like, oh shit, you know, we're stupid, but we're not that stupid. It's just very strange how they didn't publish over there as well. Who knows, maybe we'll get an update, maybe things will change, maybe Bethesda will publish over there. But so far, they've only announced that they're publishing on Steam. And I get that a lot of people are happy, a lot of PC gamers don't have to worry about going to the Epic Games Store, but being published solely on Steam is not a good thing, because this is just the beginning. We will never get to see these two storefronts properly compete. Steam will never get proper competition. And the end result, honestly, I don't think the end result's gonna be pretty for any of us. But what do I know? I mean, I'm not a rich millionaire. I'm not some talented developer. I'm probably one of the stupidest people you'll ever meet on the planet. I'm not a self-declared intellectual like some people. But I watch, I'm a consumer, I see how things go, and usually they don't end up going anywhere pretty. Anyways, it was a long rant, but don't worry, I'm still in a very, very happy mood, because all of you are making this a very erotic moment. Anyways, I'm gonna go fap, and I'll leave you guys to, well, do the same thing. And until then, I'll be seeing all of you in your gorgeous, sexy faces very soon.
Fritanga sucks ass.